Hey, what's up everybody? This is Galactic Jerry bringing another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This time it's a person I met in the passerbys named Phasin, I guess, and he's carrying a Haxorus, Charizard, Metagross, a Kabutops, and a Scizor, and a Milotic. And as usual, I'm carrying my Sylveon, a Porygon 2, an Espeon, Suicune, Kangaskhan, and Arcanine. And of course, my Mega Evolution is going to be Kangaskhan. And in his case, at probably figure his Mega Evolution is going to be either Charizard or a Scizor. If I remember correctly, I probably do start off with my Sylveon. But let's see, just to make sure. Yeah, I do send out my Sylveon. And he starts off with my Milotic. Okay, so at this point I decided to switch out because I've known my Lotus to carry Toxic and I don't really want my precious Sylveon to get poisoned or anything like that, but I ended up switching to Espeon just to get the Magic Bounce, but unfortunately he doesn't go for a Toxic or anything like that, he goes for Light Screen. So if that's the case, I'll go for my own Calm Mind just to get the special attack and special defense boost. And then he attacks with Scald, which luckily for me doesn't burn me, like it usually does. And I noticed that he got burned from the Flame Orb, so at this point I probably figure he's a Marble Skill or Milotic, just to increase its defense. And meanwhile, before he switched out, I used Psyshock, and he switched on to Scizor, and I decided to switch out because I can't really afford to take a hit, knowing how frail Espeon is. So I decided to go for switch out to Suicune, thinking that he's going to go for a Bullet Punch or something. And I know my Suicune can resist Steel types moves like that pretty well. But unfortunately, he goes for Swords Dance. So at this point, any attack he does can't be really good for me. And he goes for U-turn. He went faster because I used Roar. Because I really don't want to face a Scizor with max attack or anything like that. So he switches out from the U-turn into his Metagross. And they used Roar. And it sends out his Haxorus, which is breaking the mold. And luckily for me, I do have leftovers, so I am able to recover a little HP. And luckily the light screen from my Milotic wore off already. And the reason I went for Scald in this turn was to try to get the burn and cut his attack in half. Because I know Haxorus is a high attack Pokemon and I can't really risk to take a hit. And just like that, he went for a Swords Dance, so luckily for me, I am getting the burn damage from him. No, he's taking the burn damage on me. And then finally I do decide to go for Ice Beam, which is able to take down Haxorus. And my Suicune's still standing and still recovering from its leftovers. Then at this point, he sends out Kabutops. And I go for Scald, so I guess I'm faster. And I am able to get a decent amount of damage on it. Of course, it was a critical hit. And then he go for Stone Edge. And I'm not able to survive it. I was really hoping I was going to survive at least one more turn. And okay, that makes sense. I guess he's running a Life Force, so his attacks are going to be pretty strong. Then I send out my Porygon 2 and am able to trace its Swift Swim, which is kind of pointless right now since it's not raining. Okay, so he went for Stone Edge and I avoided the attack. And my original plan was to let him keep attacking me while I use Recover. And that way he can eventually faint from its Life Orb damage, or recoil. But I guess at that point he figured me out and started using Swords Dance, and stupid me was still using Recover even though my HP is full. So at this point he uses Stone Edge, and I still, I guess I wish I would have attacked it would have hit me. I would have used recover. But unfortunately, he gets a critical hit, and he finally faints due to its life orb. But when I finally decide to attack, my HP is low, so I should just use recover again. I know he was going to eventually attack. Then he sends out his Scizor, Mega Scizor, which is Mega Evolved, and goes for a Bullet Punch, and of course it's easily is able to easily take me out. Then I send out my Arcanine just to scare him off and get the Intimidate, just in case for some reason he decides to stay out there. I mean, then of course he's gonna switch out, and I think I predicted this right, and I went with Wild Charge because I know my Lotus is the only Pokemon he has. So he could probably take a flame move, a fire move. I mean. Meanwhile, his my Lotus is pretty low HP already, so I just have to go for extreme speed because I know it's probably easily gonna take down my Lotus, and I really can't afford to get the recoil from Life Orb and Wild Charge again. So I just went with extreme speed. Then he sends out Charizard. I switch out. I don't know why. I should just stay out there, but send out my Sylveon. Okay. Then he uses Earthquake, and my Sylveon is able to take the hit pretty well. And I think at this point I decide to use probably Calm Mind, something. Let's see. Okay, so he sends out his Metagross, and hopefully that's it. No, I did use Calm Mind. Okay. So at least I have my special defense and special attack boost. And I think at this point I'm definitely gonna leave my Sylveon out there. I'm not really a big fan of switching out Pokemon. And I guess he predicted me to switch out to some other Pokemon, so he used Sand Headbutt instead of a Steel type move. And meanwhile I stay out there and use Hidden Power, Ground Hidden Power, so it's super effective. And it's able to do half damage. But I'm pretty sure he figured me out that I'm just gonna leave out my Sylveon out there, and finally decided to go for a Steel type move. And of course my Sylveon doesn't take the Steel type attack. Meteor Mash that well. So at this point I decided to send out my Kangaskhan and Mega Evolve into Mega Kangaskhan, of course. And I think I did use Fake Out. Might as well. I mean, you can only use it one time when you're using out your Pokemon. So I get not a lot. Of course, it's gonna resist it. Then I really don't want him to hit my Kangaskhan, so I decided to go for a Sucker Punch, knowing that it's going to be super effective, and it was going to be enough to take Metagross down. So at this point he sends out Scizor, and I don't really got that many good moves against this guy, so I decided to go for Seismic Toss just to get some fixed damage on it. And it does quite a lot actually, so what I really need is another hit. And meanwhile he went for Swords Dance, and I'm not sure he was going to it. Okay, so I go for Sucker Punch because I really didn't want to take the Bullet Punch. Well, I guess he predicted me right on that one and decided to go for another Swords Dance. And meanwhile, I just keep using Sucker Punch. I mean, he's gotta eventually attack, right? Okay, so I'm able to take down Scizor with one bullet Sucker Punch. I mean, then he sends out his Charizard, which at this point is his last Pokemon, if I'm correct. But I guess knowing that he didn't stand a chance anymore, he just forfeited the match just to save time, I guess. But it was a good battle, honestly. I made a stupid mistake when I sent out my Porygon 2. I should have done better attacks. But, oh well. The critical hit at that point really killed me. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. And please subscribe, and I'll try to subscribe back to you if possible. Thank you. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time. And make sure to check out my other Wi-Fi battles if you can.